Although many students are very happy with the new renovations around campus, some are left wondering if the money could have been put to better use.
It's obvious that these men and women in the ROTC program are dedicated, so it's no wonder that their program is ranked one of the best in the nation.
Although facing an economic recession, many are still optimistic about the future. Operation Purple here in Spencer isn't totally unique. There are dozens more just like it across the country. For Thursday's race, riders take off at the platform behind me. It's about a 6.5-mile course where it's literally a race against the clock. The man was taken into custody by police and is now undergoing psychiatric evaluation at a local hospital. At this time, no charges have been filed. In Worcester, Brittany McDonald, Worcester News Tonight. With the worst financial crisis underway since the Great Depression, college students are no exception to feeling the impact. Access ONU reporter Kendall Kramer sought input from students and professors on how to cope with the failing economy. It's not exactly breaking news to say that many Olivet students enjoy eating pizza, but with all the options the area around campus provides, how do students distinguish one choice from another? Dustin Briggs went to find out. The scraggly, unshaven look tends to be a fashion faux pas, but every February, Olivet and Emerald let the men throw that fashion don't out the window. Stephen Wolf has more. Many buildings and locations affected by Olivet's capital campaign, Strickler Planetarium was also totally renovated last spring. Chris Brown takes a closer look inside. The Old Oak apartments available to students are located off campus, so these students must use the crossing at the Main Street intersection when walking to Olivet. But as Chris Brown reports, this crossing can actually be very dangerous. Looking up at the never-ending staircase in Burke, one of the oldest buildings on campus, tends to convince students to take the elevator to their fourth floor classes. However, reporter Jarrett Roloff tells us how giving up the elevator and giving in to the stairs can actually be very beneficial to your health. A man threatening to blow up this Worcester triple-decker triggered an hour-long standoff with police Thursday.
And he said, "Get out of here, I'm going to blow up the house."
Worcester Constable Leo Bocage says the man, who police would only identify as being in his mid-50s, owed $7,000 in rent. Facing eviction, he surrounded himself with at least 4 propane tanks and told police he would light them.
He had some propane tanks and some gasoline at the ready and other devices at the ready to see that this was accomplished.
Sergeant Chris George says that's when a crisis negotiator was called in. Officials talked with the man through a first-floor window, but he only became more agitated.
He had actually lit one of those propane tanks. There was other combustibles around the house, and it looked as though he had a pretty good plan in each room as to how he wanted to do this, which was quite alarming.
That's when police moved in.
We were forced at that point to try and make entry through the house, and as we were trying to do that, he began to put his plan into play, which only caused greater alarm on our part.
Officers found the man threatening himself with a 1.5-foot long kitchen knife. The police were able to take the knife and propane tanks without anyone getting hurt. Neighbors say they've heard the man fighting with his son, but never expected this.
He gets himself a little worked up, but nothing like that.
The man was taken into custody by police and is now undergoing psychiatric evaluation at a local hospital. At this time, no charges have been filed. In Worcester, Brittany McDonald, Worcester News Tonight.
Caleb Stewart and Nathan Lalone may seem like average college students at ONU in the classroom, but their actions outside the classroom speak otherwise. They get up at about 5:30 every morning and already have the next 8 years of their life planned following graduation. They are cadets in the Army Reserve Officers Training Corps, better known as ROTC. Now 26 years old and a junior at Olivet, Nathan has already served a year in Iraq.
That experience just opens my mind to how blessed we are, and it's neat that we're fighting to give people a chance to be able to have the choice to do whatever they want.
Although many have negative views of the war in Iraq, Nathan claims that there is a lot of good being done, and the Iraqi people appreciate it.
I was talking with one of the interpreters, and he wants to be a teacher. Well, now they're opening schools and stuff, and so now he has hope to be a teacher. Until we came in, he had no chance of doing that. Electricity was another thing. He said that they're up to 18 hours of electricity when we got there, and he said they used to only have 1 or 2 hours just because they didn't have anything. So we're bringing just like the things that we take for granted into their life.
Senior at ONU, Caleb's experience in ROTC has not only placed him as 37th out of 5,000 cadets in the nation, had him selected as MVP in the annual basketball tournament, and brought his team in first at the Ranger Challenge, but has also improved his personal life.
You know, ROTC was my way of, finding purpose in my life, really having something to strive for. It's what I needed. My grades, I have good grades now. Involved in all these competitions, making great friends, doing good things.
It's obvious that these men and women in the ROTC program are dedicated, so it's no wonder that their program is ranked one of the best in the nation.
We are currently sitting at number 12 in the nation, which I think is for a new battalion, pretty fair assessment in how we're ranked out of, like I said, 275 programs.
Along with their impressive ranking, ONU's ROTC program has achieved several awards, including the General MacArthur Leadership Award and the Order of the Patriot Award. Major Creek attributes these achievements to not only their hard work and dedication, but also to their strong faiths.
What I feel is that the Lord works through each and every one of these students here, and each individual uniquely, to bring them to their full potential.
Upon graduation, Caleb and Nathan will be commissioned as second lieutenants in the U.S. Army, but their experience in ROTC at ONU has not only prepared them for this admirable career, but also as leaders in life. Brittany McDonald, Access, ONU.
It's been evident to everyone that our economy has been in a downward slump over the past year. The U.S. has faced rising gas prices and unemployment figures, as well as housing foreclosures, company bailouts, and a Dow below 9,000. Experts agree we're in the throes of a recession. Although this is a problem for the country, we can begin making changes individually.
We've just become a country of just being in debt, and that's just what we get used to. And I just think it's unfortunate that that is our mentality, and so I think it's going to take a lot of, people just looking at themselves individually and saying, well, how am I going to solve this problem for myself?
People are having to get rid of debt and reduce their debt.
Unemployment rates are on the rise and a growing concern within the country. But Donald Dakey, business professor at ONU, claims that the U.S. is actually better off than some other countries.
We've been cruising along at about 5% unemployment. Most of Europe has been up at 6, 7, 8, 9%.
Although facing an economic recession, many are still optimistic about the future.
The economy always dips and rises, and we're going to come out of this at some point.
A lot of good things will come out of it. Hopefully people will use debt more wisely than they have in the past.
To face this problem locally, ONU held a financial seminar to inform students and the community about this recession and how they can better handle their money.
Everybody was very nervous. The stock market was going up and down, and people were afraid about losing their money. And so he thought it might be a real opportunity for us to help reassure people and answer questions, explain what was going on.
In general, I just kind of wanted to get the feel of this panel of experts, local experts, to see how they felt that we in this area would be affected.
I know a lot of people are panicking and all that, and so just to hear it from them that, we'll be okay.
While many would think the younger generation will be facing the most financial struggles in the upcoming years, Dakey claims those facing retirement should have the most concerns.
Many of us who are retirement age, a good share of the audience here tonight, is very concerned about the erosion of some of their wealth. But for young people, they can look at it as, one, they're going to learn some lessons about being prudent and making good decisions, but it's a tremendous opportunity. I wish I were 25 again.
Brittany McDonald, Access, ONU.